We're in green.
All
Hi, everyone. Give us 1 second. We're kicking it off here. Making sure the audio is okay.
right, let's see.
Hi, everyone. Give us 1 second.
Looks like we're good to go.
We're kicking it off. All right.
All right, so what is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here. Just bringing you guys some updates on the last few days of training camp, how things are going so far. First things first, of course, the big thing on everyone's mind, Ryan Switzer. He did speak to the press today. It looks like the injury isn't as serious as both of us are kind of expecting it to be. They did say that he would be back after the Hall of Fame game. So,
yeah, I mean, with hamstring injuries, and I said this yesterday, it's always an issue. It could always be an issue, and it still will be an issue. I think I was trying to make the point that it was going to be bad. I think you said it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be bad in the sense of hamstring injuries are always bad, even minor ones. Now, he said he tweaked it. It was like a slight minor pull. I don't know. I think that it's still going to come up again in the offseason, during the preseason games, and even into the regular season. I think it's going to hamper him a little bit. He said this is the first time he's ever had this kind of injury in his entire life before. So
it's good to hear that he's been a relatively healthy player throughout his career. So hopefully this is just kind of a minor setback, and he's ready to go.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something that we have to wait and see with Switz, the rookie. We have a couple more notes, of course. I think everybody in the Cowboy world already heard about Damontre Moore, our defensive end, our third down, maybe pass rush specialist, that he got suspended today for 2 games, the first 2 games of the year. That means he's missing the Giant game and he's missing the Denver game. These are 2 tough games. Obviously, the Giant game is much more important. Now, we don't know if he was even going to make the team, but from the OTAs and so far in training camp, he's been looking fantastic. Unfortunately, it looks like we're also going to be, without him for those 2 games. We're definitely going to be without him those 2 games, and we'll see how that affects us.
Yeah, no, I believe that this stems from an earlier issue he had while he was playing with the Seahawks. We're not really sure what the details are, if it was some kind of, again, they just said he broke the rules of the substance abuse policy. So I think we're thinking it was a failed drug test of some kind either way, and we'll find out more.
Some people are saying that he had a DUI, a DWI in December of 2016, this past December, while he was with the Seahawks. So that was that. They don't know if it relates. Some people are saying it relates to that, and I haven't heard exactly what the NFL has not announced what it's specifically for.
So Holloway is saying that he heard Taco looks like trash so far. So good point. He definitely doesn't look too great out there. Like we said in our earlier video, he did lose every one-on-one matchup against La'el Collins. He got into it a little bit with Dan Skipper, kind of got in his face. They had a little tiff. It seems like he's not having a good start. But again, this is the type of player that just takes time to develop. I definitely see Taco being better than he is now, being a useful asset, but we got to give him the time to get there first. So,
yeah, first I want to say hi to everybody out there. We appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. I'm trying to say hi everyone. Chris K saying he's injured. Who would be injured? Who's he referring to?
If you're saying Taco Charlton, we haven't seen anything as far as that, but
Switzer, yes, but he probably won't be back until after Ryan Switzer, our rookie, number 10. Probably our punt returner, kick returner specialist, and our second slot specialist, like our Cole Beasley lookalike. He's a big improvement for us.
He's saying Taco.
Yeah, he's saying Taco. Yeah, Taco. I have not heard a thing about Taco being injured, but he definitely doesn't look very good as of right now. We know he's a rookie. He's playing against La'el Collins most of the time, and not that Collins is the most proven guy, but he definitely looks like he has high potential. Collins, and I think he's going to be one of the better right tackles in the league. So it's not going to be an easy matchup for Taco, especially him being a rookie and all. But I just think that he's never, from the beginning, he wasn't really going to be our pass rushing specialist, Taco. He's going to be just another guy in the rotation. So I think that it's going to take time with him. Maybe by midseason we'll see him kind of starting to get a sack and a little pressure here and there, maybe used more often. But I think it's going to be a really slow start for our number 1 pick.
Derek Barnett looks like a beast so far. He beat Jason Peters a few times and got a would-be sack on Wednesday yesterday.
Yeah, that's in the Eagles team, and yes, I've heard about Barnett, a lot of good things about him. So obviously that makes us a little bit weary. But again, when you talk about any defense against our Cowboys offensive team and our offensive line, our quarterback, our running backs, receivers, tight ends, etc.
We grind you down.
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't care the best defense in the league. Let's talk about, you can go up to the Giants, Seattle, whoever you want to throw up there, Denver. Yeah, I mean, and your Eagles. We could throw them all up there. The Giants, as I mentioned. I mean, all these teams. I think that in time, by the fourth quarter, we're gonna grind you guys down, wear you down, and we could pretty much beat any defense in the NFL in time. You know, of course, if we make mistakes and can't get touchdowns and get field goals instead of touchdowns, that's a different story. But I think our offense is top notch. Last year we were top 5. This year I think we're going to be number 1. But so it'll be an interesting matchup with all the good defenses in the league.
So back to Damontre Moore again. The biggest way that this hurts us, besides the obvious, is we seem to have a lot of players who are facing suspensions coming into the season. David Irving facing 4. He's gonna miss 4 games, right?
He's out 4 games for sure. Okay. So that's another defensive player gone, with Damontre Moore missing 2 games. So
Carroll 1, possibly 2 because of the DUI.
Well, there are people saying 4, but I think it'll be 1 or 2 games for the DUI. But yeah, he's an Eagle, so you know.
Yeah, Damian Wilson. Again, we still don't know how long. Probably at least 4 games, if not more.
That's going to be probably the most severe one, I think, because he actually tried to run over a woman with his vehicle
and then took out his gun.
And took a gun out and put it to some man's head. So those 2 things don't sound very good, and he admitted to these things. So NFL is going to come down hard on him. That's mine.
Let me see. Of course, Randy Gregory barely should be mentioned, but has to be mentioned. Obviously. He's out.
Randy Gregory, number 94. I mean, he was our 2nd-round pick 2 years ago, and he's been a bust. Obviously, we knew we were risking taking him because of all his off-the-field issues and his failed drug tests. The thing is with him, and I think everybody says cut him. You guys don't understand financially, salary cap wise. If the Cowboys cut Randy Gregory, they're actually losing like salary cap money. By keeping him on this list, actually, it is in his contract that he actually is not really hurting us too badly on the salary cap. It actually hurts us more if we cut him. So right now, yes, he's unable to play. He's on the suspended list, and let's leave him there until next year, and then they might cut him. Or if he's straightened up, then he might. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, let's just take him out of the mix. He's been a goner for 2 years, and hopefully, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he could get his life together. And then maybe make the team next year. We'll see, but it's better to keep on the team so we don't get hit on the salary cap side of things. Which I think we have about $17 million still left to spend. And with all these other guys missing on defense, I think someone like a Dwight Freeney, who's saying he wants to go back to the Falcons, but someone like him, a pure, just even if he's old, it's a veteran specialist that can attack the quarterback on 3rd downs or on passing situations. I think that would be major. I think that would be very helpful for us to find someone like that, not break the bank, not go sign like a J.J. Watt or anything like that. But we need to find like a good older veteran that can just go in there and just sack the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback. We don't really have that with our 5 or 6 guys yet. Now Benson Mayowa might come through, Tapper. These guys might come through for us. Of course, Irving when he comes back, and same thing with Damontre Moore if he even makes the team, but. Those guys can put pressure, but none of them are proven yet. So I want a proven pass rushing specialist.
So, of course, back to the suspensions. Zeke, again, I am tired of having to even say this, but the NFL insists on punishing players that have done nothing wrong. So Ezekiel Elliott was cleared of all charges by the police. The NFL refuses to, say whether or not they're going to suspend him. This has been going on for over a year. Still no end in sight. We're all frustrated. At the end of the day, we know that he did nothing wrong. So any suspension, I do expect him to fight back against. And, of course, Jordan Lewis as well was found not guilty, was back at training camp. Hopefully we'll see him in pads tomorrow. He did speak to the media as well, and he's just relieved to have this whole mess behind him. Again, also found not guilty.
Yeah, so again, neither of those guys, as of right now, based on mainly these NFL rules of actually getting convicted or getting in trouble for something, neither Zeke or Jordan Lewis have gone that far. But because of this conduct detrimental to the league, that kind of excuse to suspend somebody, you never know with the NFL. hopefully, I predict neither will be suspended, but you never know. And again, as far as Jordan Lewis is concerned, I just wanted to say that he can play the outside cornerback, like with Anthony Brown on the other side, with Skandrick playing in the slot. He can also play the slot position with Skandrick if needed on the outside, or Chidobe Awuzie. Now, we've seen a lot from him this week in training camp. The guy looks fantastic.
Yeah, again, the number one name that's been mentioned so far throughout training camp, I would say, is him, just because everyone seems to be very impressed. He's definitely delivering as expected, if not more. And again, just all over the place. I mean, we put him everywhere, and he's performed.
Watch some of his highlights just in training camp. I mean, the guy's knocking the ball up in the air, intercepting it, and running. I mean, he's doing fantastic. I know he had a couple of picks against our backup quarterback, Keenan Moore. I think he had one against Dak. Either way, he's just in every play. And the guy can play, like I said, cornerback is his natural position, but he can play safety, which I think if Jeff Heath doesn't come through, he'll be playing safety. I think that in a dime package, when we're in a passing defense situation, we took all our linebackers out pretty much. We usually leave one in. We don't have to even leave them all in. We might leave Sean Lee in there, but also we might be able to put in Awuzie as playing the dime linebacker position, which would be fantastic, especially if we have Lewis and Skandrick and Carroll and Anthony Brown.
He has the speed and movement that would make him really effective there in that spot.
In a passing situation, he'd be fantastic. And he can tackle, he can hit, he has a nose for the ball, and he's very smart. So I think, actually, without question, in my opinion, he's actually my favorite rookie over Taco. I think he's overhyped, Taco. I think he's more of a longer time frame kind of player that's going to kind of produce in the
Later
future.
On, yes.
Taco, and I saw somebody say something about Taco is worse than Barnett, or I'm not sure.
Or Barnett is better than Taco.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not denying that. But let me see. Yeah, Barnett, Chris. So I understand that, and I actually agree with you. I'm not going to sit here and be like a Cowboy bandwagon biased guy all the time, although we will be most of the time. But I'm trying to limit that stuff, and be realistic. I mean, let's see what other things we have going on here question-wise. Anything over there? Because we do have another big this just came off the wire about an hour ago. If anybody knows, we have two third-string quarterbacks basically fighting it out to try to make the team. Zach Dysert and I think his name is Cooper Rush was the other guy. Well, Zach Dysert got injured a couple days ago, and he has to have surgery, so he's out for the year. So now we'll have Cooper Rush, which I'm telling you right now, he's not going to probably make the team. I like the Cowboys' move. I would have rather they went for Colin Kaepernick, but just about an hour ago they signed, and Luke McCown, who's 14 years in the league. So he's a seasoned veteran. He's not the best quarterback, but he can go in there and maybe solidify a couple of things for a couple of games if there's anything happens to Dak. Hopefully not. But I think that Luke McCown could definitely hold the fort down for a couple of games, much better than Keenan Moore, my opinion. And but I do think that Colin Kaepernick would have been the best fit for our actual team. Like, he could run the ball, he can do the option run play with Zeke, just like the way Dak runs it. So I think he would have been the best bet. He's still out there. I doubt the Cowboys will bring him in. I know Baltimore just passed on him.
Spoken publicly saying that he's never going to go for it again. They're missing out. But speaking of people the Cowboys should grab, word is that Gruden is coming back to coaching now. Obviously, Jerry World, Jason Garrett has been a big part of that. I mean, I would love to see someone with Gruden's attitude and his sternness. I think that the Cowboys, people have said it, we are kind of lacking discipline. Part of it is management, part of it's, just the players themselves. But I do think that a more heavy-handed coach and, especially with the team we have now, Gruden can take us to the Super Bowl, as much as I want to say that Garrett can take us there too.
Garrett's more of a rah-rah, I don't know, he has like a high school coach almost, and he has that high school mentality of like, come on, guys, keep up the good work.
Yeah, positivity. Everybody gets a gold star. It's no. Not everybody should get
this is the NFL now. This is reality. So we're talking about, cursing, yelling, getting in your face, that kind of guy. That's what Gruden is. He's in your face. He'll cut you the next day. He reminds me of Jimmy Johnson style, Bill Parcells style. You guys know, Bill Cowher from the Steelers even. That kind of style coach. I mean, Gruden has that intensity, and we need that kind of intensity, I believe, to really fix all these
mistakes.
These off the field mistakes for these guys, these young guys. I don't care if they're young or old, but you got somebody that puts the hammer down on them. All that ends. And again, I think Gruden would really do that to the team and he would definitely help us out. And Dak actually works with Gruden in the offseason and his quarterback camp, and he's done it for the last 2 years here in Orlando. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's actually, I think he'd be a great guy to look into. I know the problem is Jerry Jones needs his control. He needs his puppet. And so with someone like Gruden who would demand complete control, probably we're just, wishing here that we'll have him. But
you know what? Even if it's only for 1 year, 2 years, Jimmy Johnson style, and then he leaves, if he leaves us with some rings, I'll take it.
Yeah, well, and by the way, Eagles and Chris K, you're funny. I see you're saying that you guys think you're going to sweep us this year. You just better hope we don't sweep you guys this year like we did, what we should have done last year. We let you have that last game of the year.
And let's remember that the main reason that the NFL is covering the Cowboys so much, our training camp and Arizona's training camp were the first ones to open. So you guys are just behind. Yeah,
since we're playing since Cardinals and Cowboys play in 5 days, next Thursday, and tune in here for the live stream, at least for the first half of that game. Those two teams got to start off early. This past weekend, they got to start their training camps, and the Cowboys just, they actually started the pads a little later than the Cardinals. The Cardinals started, I think, pads a day or two before the Cowboys did, so they were hitting and ready to go before we even were, the Cowboys. But
that's fine. Let them be ready.
Yeah, NFL Network has been covering this, and and obviously the Cowboys are America's team, and all the stuff that surrounds us with Lucky Whitehead and these suspensions and Zeke and all this crap.
Hey, even you guys have our names in your mouth.
Yeah, so you guys are thinking about the Cowboys.
Can't stop talking about us. Can't stop watching us. Gotta love us.
Yes, Hollyway and Chris. I see the Eagle fans on here. Just want to say hi to Wolf Rider. Hope you got my message about the video editing programming. And what was that? Boom Thomas? Yeah, Luke McCown.
No, seriously, every single one of you guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Husky Gamer, thank you for always keeping up with us and helping us out with some of the behind the scenes stuff.
And of course, let us know what you think. So we gave you guys a few of our opinions on some stuff. Let us know what your thoughts are. Ryan Switzer, the whole Zeke situation, Damontre Moore. We got lots to talk about. John Gruden. Just let us know what you think. What kind of moves should the Cowboys make? What do you think? How do you think we look so far? I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with training camp so far.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with it. Just I'm hating these suspensions. His little tweak by Switzer's, his leg. I mean, we can't afford him to be gone, especially after Lucky Whitehead now is definitely out of the picture. So we need. I did see Jordan Lewis actually taking some kickoffs and punts back, so he could definitely help out in that situation. If for some reason something's with Switzer, or he's having a bad day, or he just can't play the beginning of the season, we don't know yet. But I'm looking at this here, Hollyway. Yeah. You guys weren't dominating. Like I say, you guys were winning that first game. I think it was a Monday night game, if I recall correctly. And I think you guys, we're playing top notch. We were hanging in with you guys. You guys weren't blowing us out or anything. You guys were not dominating us. You were winning. But, hi, Husky Gaming. But, yes, I mean, I'm just looking. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. But I think that the Cowboys just at home in that game, we just kind of slowly took over. And that's what I'm trying to say. I think even though you guys have a good defense, I think the Cowboys offense will eventually wear you down. Even now, I know you guys might have improved your defense. You still have trashy corners. You guys know that. And I know we took one of them, Nolan Carroll, but we have a bunch of rookie guys that are going to come in there. And I'm not saying they're going to perform right away, but with our 2 or 3 veterans and those
all these
high caliber
these high caliber rookies that started last year that now have this whole NFL season, this whole other preseason, they've been studying. They've been learning, and it's not going to be exactly.
To get better.
We were evenly matched last year. I expect us to be better this year.
Yeah, so that for sure.
And that goes across the board.
Yeah. And by the way, Wolf Rider, thank you. I'm glad you got that program. Good. I'm glad you confirmed that. That's pretty much it for the Cowboy news right now. I mean, I think they're off. Are they off tomorrow? No, they're off today.
Yeah, I think tomorrow they will be back in full pads.
Full pads tomorrow. So that's
we'll definitely be reporting tomorrow night, if not Sunday, on any new updates. Of course, keep an eye on Twitter, on YouTube for any other videos we might post. And we are literally this close, guys. Football is almost here again.
Yes, and so
the best time of the year.
So yeah, as far as everything all that is concerned, and yeah, I know Hollyway, your trashy corners. We'll see. We shall see what happens. Well, you have Des Bryant. You got Terrence Williams, who's more of a blocking guy, but all right, he's a possession guy too. You got Slot, you got Beasley, and you're gonna have Bryce Butler in there, and he's made some big catches in the training camp so far. He's looking good, and then you throw in a healthy Switzer there underneath. I mean, I'm sorry. And then don't forget about our fantastic offensive line. Don't forget about our tight end Witten. I know you don't forget him.
Oh man, Witt.
Yeah, he's still there, and he's gonna be. Everyone forgets about him, but he's there. And you got Zeke. I didn't even mention him. Zeke in the backfield. So I mean, yeah, great defense. You might be ahead. You might be up 14 to 3 in the first quarter, halftime, and we'll come back and win.
Our powerhouse offense has shown this past season, even with rookies, even with the struggling defense that we had and all the other problems we had, we still had a 13-3 season
record. So, yeah, and I'm telling you, Dak. Everybody's studying his film now because they have a year. Guess what? He also has a year now to look at the whole NFL and study your guys' game plans. So Dak's going to improve. No sophomore slump for him. I don't see Zeke slumping at all. I just see him being dominant with that, but especially being behind the best offensive line in the entire NFL. So you can't really dispute that stuff. I mean, how do you stop the Cowboys? Truthfully, I want to know if any fans out there, Eagles, Redskins, Giants, or anybody in the league, let me know. Holloway and Chris K and anybody else out there who thinks that your defense is the best. Let us know how you can stop the Cowboys. You stop the run. Dak is a smart quarterback. He knows he knows his reads. He was great last year with his reads. He's getting better with his reads. So now he's going to see Des Bryant. Double him. Okay. So we have Williams. Maybe he might not be out of his route yet, but you got Cole Beasley underneath.
We still have Witten.
You have Witten there at the first down marker. I mean, you even have Zeke coming back out of the backfield.
Zeke is such a versatile running back. He can block, he can catch, he can run. I mean, he does everything. I know, but he just does everything so well.
I'm looking to see. I don't see any Eagle comments now, so thought so.
All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Like I said, let us know.
Yeah, we just want to do a quick little catch up with you guys and say hi, and reminding you also that next week on Thursday, August 3rd. 8 o'clock is the Hall of Fame game against the Cardinals, Cowboys and Cardinals. We will not be in Canton, Ohio. We'll be right here, both of us watching the game right here in front of you guys.
So feel free to join us. We'll be having a whole chat discussion. You'll be able to hear our thoughts and see some of our comments on some of the players and what.
I'll try to muffle out any bad words.
No promises.
Yeah. But my daughter will be here joining us as well. So I know some of you know her. Come and join. You'll hear her comments. She knows a little bit about football. She was a quarterback for a team that we coached in flag football. So you can see some of those videos too. We put that up too. I
want to respond, Erica Murphy. If you go back and watch our Cowboy prediction video for the season, we actually said the same exact thing.
Very similar.
Very similar. And especially now with all the other things that are coming out, the Cowboys have a tough schedule. We're playing some really great teams.
Always suspensions.
So again.
It's hurting.
Obviously, we would love to have another 13-3 season. Realistically, I think 11-5 sounds closer to what's going to happen.
10-6, I think, is if we really have if we had a bad season, it'd be a 10-6 or 9 or worse. 9 wins. But I think 11-5, like you said, is a realistic number. It's almost a little bit hopeful sometimes when I look at the schedule. But at the same time, if we play like we did last year and the offense can control the ball, keep the defense off the field. I know we have a young defense with not very good corners and safeties yet developed, and no pass rush right now. If it continues that way, like it kind of did last season, but our offense continues to control the ball, control the clock, score touchdowns instead of field goals, I think every team in the league is in trouble, and we'll be right back up there with 12 wins.
Mr. Wright, I want to agree with you so bad.
I wish 14-2.
Oh my goodness. But you know what, Mr. Wright, you might be right. Let's hope so, right?
You're excited, Erica, for week 1? So are we.
So honestly, that's probably one of my favorite games like this whole season.
She's afraid. She's almost said like it's a loss. But I'm telling you, the Cowboys lost you guys twice already. We seem to always, you guys always take us, but the Cowboys are ready this time. I mean, I think I heard Dak say he cannot wait to play the Giants because we want revenge. And we're going to get it too.
Odell, Orlando is beautiful this time of year. You already went to Miami. Come see the rest of Florida before the game starts.
Yeah, got to enjoy yourself right before the game, like you did against the Packers last year in the playoffs.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and leave it off here. Catch us back tomorrow for some more training camp updates. Again, we're excited to see hopefully the whole team back in full pads, and we'll take it from there. I'm actually excited. It should be Jordan Lewis's first day fully participating.
Pads and fully participating, yep. So, and the whole team, we'll see how everything, maybe Switzer's out there, although we probably just doing some walk-arounds. He's not going to get hit. And let me see here. I like Holly's comment there about the fumble. Yeah, I remember that fumble. Smallwood really cost you guys on that play and really turned the whole game around. But I still think we would have came back and beat you guys, but it was just a little more difficult.
Mr. Wright, them definitely not having a good running game hurts them just because, again, when you're counting on Eli Manning to get the ball to, as great as those receivers are, Eli Manning has to have the skills to back it up. He's very
overthrowing them. He's not throwing interceptions.
So, again, it'll be nice to get all those interceptions from him, but unless you guys have a way to balance that out so he's not constantly having to be forced to throw the ball, you guys are going to have Giants will have a tough time. My bad.
Unfortunately, because you guys beat up, because you guys lost to the Packers, and the Packers had to beat our butts. True, but you know.
But you know what? I'm sorry.
We came back.
Aaron Rodgers just had
awesome,
that brilliant moment. You can't even fault him.
But you got to remember now, we were down a lot in that game. We were almost out of that game, and we came back with a rookie team. So I mean, you got to think about that. A rookie team in the playoffs against a veteran squad like the Packers with Aaron Rodgers leading it. And we tied them in the, with a minute to go in the game. So you got to give the Cowboys, Dak and Zeke and the whole, even Garrett, you got to give them all credit. So I'm telling you.
But again, it shows the power of our offense. Our offense did that. They busted their butts and came back. And I mean, again, no one expected it. Yeah. No one expected it. And again, for Aaron Rodgers to pull that off at the end of the game, I mean, you can't. Again, as much as it hurts to say, that's just pure football right there.
That's his greatness.
So, but Dak showed greatness as well. Zeke showed greatness as well. Our whole team did.
I'm gonna say, Hollyway, flip that around. I bet your Eagles will be 9-7, us Cowboys 10-6. I can agree with that a little more, but I don't see it the other way. If you guys can sweep us, then you're right.
I gotta say again, props to the Eagles. You guys definitely have a better. You guys have a better defense than us. But your offense is struggling and needs work, and I think you guys still have those growing pains you're going through. Your
new players.
So,
again,
time. I would say good luck to you, but that'd be a lie.
You guys have the skill, but you have to still get that continuity and play together. It might be till the middle of the season you guys start flowing with each other. It might be too late by then. We shall see. In the meantime, again, August 3rd, we'll have another live stream for the game, Hall of Fame game, Cowboys-Cardinals. Myself, my fiance, my daughter, we'll all be here cheering on the Cowboys, hoping just to see good play and no injuries. That's number one. No injuries.
We really can't say this enough. And Cowboy players,
and no suspensions.
If you're watching, when you're done with practice, go home. Stay home. Yeah. Don't drink anything. Don't smoke anything. Don't do anything. Just go to sleep.
Stay home and think about football.
And then go back to
exactly.
Please, guys. We're so close. Every single time I see the Cowboys popping up in the news, I have a mini heart attack.
Thank you, South of Heaven 88. And I appreciate your live stream for us.
Ringless bitches, yes! I got the ring.
That was the Eagles. The Eagles are ringless, so they can't. Until you get one of them, you can't talk too much. But hey, listen, I'll be fair. You know what? You guys are improving on offense and are very good on defense already. You guys give us some tough matchups. Redskins, very good offense. I think that they've gone down a little bit, but their defense is still pretty solid too. Every team in the NFC, and including the Giants, of course, we talked about them. Every team in the NFC is very good, including us. So let's see what happens. I cannot wait for the season to start, the regular season to start. But until then, August 3rd, I'll say it again, August 3rd, 8 p.m., Hall of Fame game. Tune in, subscribe, like our videos, come watch all the other ones we have. And we try to put out daily content as often as possible. Sometimes twice a day, sometimes we might skip a day. But hey, we're up there, we're watching, we're cognizant of everybody out there listening for new updates. And,
again, thank you guys again for joining us and watching. Thank you, Eagles haters, for making our stream just a little more fun. But hey, seriously, join us. Again, we're the NFC East. This is what we are here for. To trash talk each other back and forth until you guys realize the Cowboys are the best. With that said, as always,
yes,
go Cowboys!
And thank you, Husky Gaming and Wolf. Was it Wolf Rider?
Yeah. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Erica. Yes, Erica. We're very excited. Can't wait for the season to start. Yes. We'll see you guys soon.
Yes. Take care. And one last time for the hell of it, right? Go Cowboys!